right on schedule. Hey everyone, I wanted to jump on here and this is a little tribute to my friend Sharonda, who always has the greatest. Let's go. I am Roxanne Marion, and I am jumping on here live to talk to you about multiple sclerosis. I have a YouTube channel called Miss Grace, Glamour, and Grit, which is MS with Grace, Glamour, and Grit. We'll talk about some of that today. And on my Facebook page, which is Awareness Month for MS. I had a wonderful day. I'm going to be completely honest. I had a wonderful day. I got to put some makeup on, which is always a good day. And I got to dress up and I went out and I went to dinner and it was an awesome day. That is my glamour part of the day, especially putting on the dress, putting on this little cover up because it's cold in the restaurant, and fixing my hair, putting on earrings, doing the makeup, which I had wiped off my lipstick already, but it was a good day. That is the glamorous part of the day. It was a good day regardless, even getting into the grace and the grit of things, which next we are actually going, because you see, I kind of got out of order because it's MS, Grace, Glamour, and Grit. So let's talk a little bit about the grit of it. With every single day with MS, it is going to be different. Things are just different every day, as is life, right? Things are different every day. If your day was exactly the same every single day, you might get a little bored. So, one of my issues today with the MS, and I'm just going to go here because what's life if we're not going to keep it real, right? I had the whole complication with the bladder, and I can admit that I also have some other things going on. I have a UTI going on, so it's not helping the MS at all because the MS you already have issues. So to add issues to that wasn't really a great day. So I had to have a little grit and give myself some grace, which I did. I had to give myself a lot of grace because I was just really frustrated. But let's talk about the grit, okay? It is one of the symptoms of multiple sclerosis, regardless of anything that is added to that. And I actually started to look up what can be done about that because I've never looked it up before. Never looked it up before, and maybe that's why, things happen for a reason. Maybe that's why. Maybe I'm meant to talk about today because we aren't open and honest about it, because we might be embarrassed about it, but it happens, right? So, as far as I just kind of glimpsed myself in the camera, these feel so big right now. But as far as bladder problems are concerned, when it comes to multiple sclerosis, I found a list of ways to kind of cope with it, if you will, to cope with that issue. One of the things is one, adjusting what and when you drink. So, for instance, tea is a diuretic. It is going to make you go to the bathroom often. So it's probably best not to have a cup of tea, say, before you get up in front of a whole group of people and start talking. Or when I say that, I mean, if you're a speaker, if you're a teacher, if you are going to bed. It's probably not the best time to realize you have not had 8 glasses of water today. So on your way to bed, you want 2 more. We have to be smart about this. We have to be smart about this because, I mean, I'm talking about it right now. People usually don't talk about it, right? People don't say anything about this. It is going to be smarter if you are consuming. It says here, coffee, tea, or soda, that those things are going to cause you to go to the bathroom a lot. And we already know water is, but your body needs water. It's better not to have to add to the issue. Okay, so you want to avoid or decrease the intake of that. And I know I talked before about decreasing coffee, after 3 o'clock because it will keep you up. And that's actually another symptom of MS is the insomnia. So I just say that as an aside. So number 2, I've gone through this list and I was wondering if I could do better myself in, in planning the times that I drink and planning the times that I have to go to the bathroom or the times that I'm urinating. It seemed really odd. But if you think about it, when you have kids, you know how with kids you say, okay, we're leaving the house. Make sure you go to the bathroom before we leave. Or, hey, it's time to go to bed. Make sure you go to the bathroom before you go to bed. There is, you know, just that way to think about that. I mean, if we tell them to do it, why don't we take time as adults to do it? But specifically with this illness, you have to set yourself up for success. And if that means that I'm going to have to schedule times for drinking, if I'm going to drink at the top of the hour, make sure I use the restroom at the half of the hour. You know, I just need to make sure that I have success in what I am doing. Then, and number 3 were pelvic floor physical therapy. Now, I'm sure that you can look up pelvic floor exercises and you can probably do it yourself. But also consider that if you do go to a physical therapist, if you do let your neurologist know that, hey, this is a symptom that has occurred and it's giving me a lot of heartache. I'm having lots of issues. Make sure that they set you up with someone who can teach you how to contract, relax, and coordinate your muscles so you can deal with that issue of urgency, of accidents, of having to go to the bathroom. So when we talk about bladder problems, I mean, it sounds like it's self-explanatory, but we are talking about, for those of you who may have just been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, who are taking care of someone and are the caregiver to someone who has multiple sclerosis. I mean, you could be just going about your business, right? And the rush is immediate and obvious and can take a person off guard because you're like, not only was I not thinking about going to the bathroom, I don't remember the last time I had a drink of water or anything else. And now all of a sudden, okay, so if pelvic floor exercises help and can make it better, then let your doctor know that that is something that you might want to be assisted with. Number 4, did not know. For me, it wasn't something that I have to worry about because I'm not a smoker. But did you realize that smoking irritates the bladder? And with multiple sclerosis, smoking is bad anyway. It makes the symptoms worse. Factors of MS, smoking is one of them. And to add to it that it actually irritates the bladder doesn't really help. It doesn't really help. So you want to make sure that this is something that you want to take out of your life. And I smile like that because this is something that I've been finding out a lot about MS is that smoking and MS just do not mix. And then I think on the other side of it is that smoking isn't good for you anyway. So to add now the irritation it gives to the bladder, knowing that those symptoms are real for MSers, it just makes me want to tell you you don't want to add that to the mix. And then number 5. Now, I need to let you know there were 10 on here, but the other 10 were, I don't want to say that they didn't have anything to do with helping, but they were so extreme to me and for the situation that I'm having right now that I did not go into medication or catheterization or anything of that nature because it just wasn't something that I even considered or thought about. But number 5 is incontinence pads and underwear. I know we're thinking that this is something that we should not have to deal with until we're older. Truth of the matter is, everything's there for a reason. If it can assist you in any problem that you're having with MS, and as frustrating and embarrassing as it would be to have an accident out in the open, make sure that you are using those things that are available to you. And if it has to be incontinence pads, because it does come on all of a sudden, it feels like it's not something that regularly happens. If that can be of assistance to you, you might want to do it if you're going on a long trip, if you're speaking up in front of people, if something that you're not going to be able to get to the restroom, use what's available to you because it's better than having an accident and adding to that anxiety and fear and depression that might come with the MS. Now, I feel like I was just told and reminded that I wanted to make this comment as I talked about the anxiety, fear, and the depression. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And depression is one of those things that comes with a chronic illness. But specifically with multiple sclerosis, it is also one of those symptoms that we don't often talk about. So I know that for me, mental health is so serious. Mental health is one of those things that, for instance, it's Mental Health Month in May. And we all, I shouldn't say we all, but a lot of people like to pay attention to it, maybe in the month of May. It is bigger. I've said this for so often. It's bigger than just that month. And it's more important than just that month. We should be talking about it all of the time. So I will be talking about mental health Stick with me because I was about to just go through all this coughing. Um, I will be talking about mental health during the month of May, after the month of May. I know I mention it every once in a while, but I find it to be really important when we're talking about multiple sclerosis. I really have a tickle in my throat. My eyes about to water. But I want to say to you, if you are someone who is struggling with your mental health, don't be ashamed of that. If MS seems like it is a lot, and guys, MS can be a lot. I want you to reach out to people, reach out to pages on Facebook. There are other MS pages on Facebook that might suit you or fit you better. Always come on here and feel that you can just type out a question or a comment, and that is fine. But always know that you can reach out and I want to say it right, and I'm almost about to. I think I will. I was about to look this up because I know the number and I feel like I'm having a little MS brain, but which I've just created that name because oh, I was wrong. So good. I'm glad I looked it up here. Um it is important. So that's why I'm sticking with calling it or looking for it. 988. 988 is the suicide emergency hotline that you can get in touch with anyone 24/7 if you're needing to talk to someone about your mental health, if you feel as though you are having suicidal thoughts or ideations. Maybe I just need to cough anyway. Or ideations. I want you to reach out to people who can help you. It's okay if you have to see a therapist, a psychiatrist, whatever. All of us have been in that position, whether or not we want to admit it or not. So take the time to learn about mental health, to ask for help when you need help, to call these things that are available to you, like 988. So I'm glad I took the time to look it up. I will be talking about mental health next month. Next month, probably start tomorrow, possibly. Or tomorrow is actually question day. So we will start next month because Monday is next month. So I'm so glad that you jumped on with me today, and I hope that you guys stay tuned for some of the things that we have coming up. Um, it is my pleasure and joy to talk to you about MS because not everybody is aware of some of the things that we deal with. And if you're newly diagnosed or have been diagnosed and just aren't sure how to get through some of the day with MS, we're here for you. So I will be talking to you all tomorrow. Get ready with any questions that you might have.